Sheriff detectives say he kept his elderly disabled father locked inside his room for 8 months.
Elderly people deserve the respect from their children, but in this case, PBSO says the man kept his elderly father locked in his bedroom in absolutely filthy conditions with human waste and cockroaches and garbage all over the place.
This week's episode has been brought to you by GlassesUSA.com.
GlassesUSA.com offers over 10,000 prescription glasses and sunglasses, including in-house brands like Muse and Amelia E, and designer brands like Prada, Coach, and many more.
And if contact lenses are more your speed, GlassesUSA.com is the perfect place to stock up and save by enjoying 25% off all contact lens brands.
They also offer a collection of advanced blue light blocking lenses. If you work from home, these are a game changer. Shopping online at GlassesUSA.com means a risk-free shopping experience, free shipping and returns, and 100% money-back guarantee within 14 days.
GlassesUSA.com even has a virtual try-on tool on the website, which really helps you find the right pair. I used it to find mine, and it was super helpful.
Are you ready to try GlassesUSA.com for yourself and look great? Click the link in the description now and enjoy savings up to 70% off retail prices. Thanks, and back to the episode.
There are many different reasons that couples have kids, but a common hope is that one day, if they're unable to care for themselves, they'll have family members that are able to help them. Quite often in a parent's time of need, a son or daughter makes it their duty to step up and lend a helping hand, to help and give back to their parents for the care that they received when they were young. We talk quite a bit about parents neglecting, mistreating, and even killing their own kids on this channel. But what about when it happens in the reverse? That's exactly what occurred in today's story.
On April 5th, 2022, an elderly man made a desperate 911 call to Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, claiming that he was in need of medical attention. The man, who has not been named by media sources, advised dispatchers that he had seizures a couple days prior and that his son refused to render aid. He also let them know that he had been locked away in his bedroom for 8 months. 2 sheriff's deputies joined first responders at the scene to assist. What they found at the West Palm Beach condo shook them. Now, if the idea of elder neglect bothers you, things are only going to get worse from here. As deputies arrived at the condo located in Century Village, a 55-plus retirement community, first responders were already removing the man from the home. According to one of the deputies, he spoke with Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, who advised him that the residence was a severe health hazard, specifically in this man's bedroom, which was described as uninhabitable.
The deputy decided to have a look inside with his own eyes. At the entrance of the home, the stench was thick and unbearable. Inside of the condo, specifically in the man's bedroom, there was human waste covering every surface. On the walls, on the floors, and even on the bed, there was defecation everywhere. Palm Beach County Fire and Rescue noted that when they went to assist the bedridden man from his filthy bed, cockroaches had come out from underneath him. He too was covered in his own waste. In fact, it had made its way to his eyebrows, his ears, his beard, even in his hair. It was all over his arms. Police claimed there wasn't an inch of skin that was free from filth. His groin was covered in bed sores, and even though this hasn't been mentioned by any official sources, one could only imagine that this was made worse by the severe conditions that he was left in.
Detectives met with the man at an area hospital where he was being treated, and a sworn audio recorded interview was conducted. From a hospital bed, the man advised the detective that he had called emergency services because he could not take living the way he was living anymore. He went on to share that he had numerous strokes in the past that rendered him unable to walk, but from time to time he could muster up the strength to hobble over to his motorized wheelchair. The man then noted that within the past 2 days, he experienced 2 seizures and that he had not been able to move since.
Even though Century Village was a 55-plus retirement community, the man shared that his 22-year-old son, Jonathan Woods, as well as his son's girlfriend, had been living with him inside of the condo. Jonathan was supposed to be rendering care to his father and had moved in with him approximately 2 to 3 years prior. Due to his dire medical conditions, the man relied on his son to bring him food and water, as well as to keep him and their shared home clean. He advised that this had not been happening.
The man advised the detective that he had not eaten in at least 4 days, and that the last thing he remembered consuming was a leftover hamburger that Jonathan and his girlfriend had brought home from a restaurant. He noted that on numerous occasions, he would give the couple money to buy him food, and that they would just spend it on themselves. Jonathan had also taken his father's debit card and refused to return it. The man became emotional and through tears advised that within that past 8 months, he had not been allowed to leave his room and felt like he was being treated less than a human. Jonathan would tie a string to the exterior doorknob, connecting it to another door so that he was unable to come out, thus making him a prisoner in his squalor. The man stated that he did not want to get his son into trouble, but that he just couldn't live this way anymore. He stated that he was afraid he would die in his prison of filth if he continued to live in the conditions he was in. Now, at this point in the story, it's pretty easy to feel outright disgust for Jonathan Woods. But to add insult to injury, while the elderly man was still being interviewed by the detective, he received a text message from his son Jonathan, sarcastically thanking him for calling the cops and essentially blaming him for the fact that he and his girlfriend were about to be arrested. He even went on to add that he should have told him he was going to call 911 so that way he could have cleaned up the place before police arrived.
The detective went out to the small, one-bedroom condo located at 131 Salisbury F. The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office crime scene technicians were already on the scene and were garbed in Tyvek suits and N95 masks. The stench of human waste was unbearable, and inside, the detective observed boxes of miscellaneous items strewn about, as well as a sofa bed where the couple slept, which should be noted, appeared to be neatly made, and Jonathan and his girlfriend's living space was kept tidy and clean, free from any stains or marks. He also observed food in the kitchen and inside of the fridge and freezer, so there was no reason that the elderly father should not have been fed. The bedroom, however, was something straight out of a horror film. The detective observed human waste covering the floor, the bed, and every surface in sight, corroborating the deputy's statement, as well as garbage and cockroaches crawling all over the room, including on the bed. He observed plastic bottles filled with an amber yellow liquid, and I'm pretty sure you can guess what was inside of them, as well as the string that was attached to the door that was acting as a restraint that the man had described.
Next, Jonathan Woods and his girlfriend, who also has not been named, were interviewed by the detective in audio statements. Jonathan acknowledged that he was the caretaker for his father and stated that he knew that he had not been doing his job. The couple claimed that they did not know how bad things had gotten and that they felt that the smell that permeated the condo was not that bad. They confirmed that there was indeed food in the residence and they both ate when they needed to, but they just neglected to feed Jonathan's bedridden father. The two readily admitted that they did not take care of him as they should have, and knew what they had done, or rather, not done, was wrong.
Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office crime scene technicians took photographs of the conditions inside of the condo, and they seized the string that held the bedroom door shut. The couple's cell phones were also secured for evidence purposes. Jonathan Woods was charged with false imprisonment and neglect of an elderly disabled adult, and was booked on April 6, 2022 at 2 in the morning. And as of the date of this recording, remains in jail in lieu of a $50,000 bond. His father did receive his debit card back from his son, but only after he asked for it in front of sheriff's deputies. It is unknown how he's doing or where he's living at this time.
A quick Google search of the address for the 570 square foot condo that he shared with his son and his son's girlfriend shows it is currently listed for sale for $55,000. The listing describes a first floor unit for sale with lush foliage, beautiful landscaping, and friendly neighbors. But where were those neighbors when their own neighbor was held captive in his bedroom for the better part of a year?
I would think in a community like this, with neighbors so close, we got to take care of each other and be mindful of our neighbors and what's going on.
And will potential buyers ever know of the horrors that took place inside?